Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, May 8th through Sunday, May 14th, 2017. The message for the week is going to be coming from the Syrian Starseed Tarot by Patricia Corey and Alyssa Bartha, and your special message card, depending on your stone of choice this week, will be coming from the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. So let's take a moment and let's look at our stones of choice for the week so you can kind of make your decision and make your choice ahead of time. So your first stone of choice is Lapis. These are all pretty good sized pieces here. And the Lapis, as you can see, is a beautiful, beautiful dark blue color. It's got some gold flecks in it. This helps to open the third eye. It balances also the throat chakra as well. Now, of course, the lapis is known from the Egyptian culture. A lot of the ancient Egyptians used it in various ways, along with actually covering their third eye with this stone. It helps to actually stimulate enlightenment. It helps to increase your psychic abilities. It also stimulates personal and spiritual power, and it's known as a very protective stone. Your second stone of choice is this beautiful smoky quartz. And this is a nice sphere, a beautiful smoky quartz sphere. This actually is interesting because it helps to ground a person's energy, but at the same time helps to raise your vibration during meditation. So if you've been feeling ungrounded or anxious, it's going to help again with kind of stabilizing and grounding your energy. It also is a very protective stone. It has a protective quality to it. It has a link with the earth chakras, and so it's very good if you're doing work with Earth Mother Gaia, helping to heal the planet in any way. It's also going to vibrate to your own root chakra. So again, it brings in that security and grounding energy with the base chakra or root chakra. Again, it helps with stress and anxiety. It helps to neutralize all negative vibrations. And it has a quality of elimination and detoxification. Again, that's smoky quartz. Your third stone of choice, one of my special laser wand crystals. This is actually a Lemurian seed crystal and a laser wand at the same time. You can see it has this point at one end. It's an odd kind of what do I want to say, crystal point. A lot of times when we see the crystal points, we see them as bigger and fatter. And this one's very thin. That's why it's called a laser wand. And it's got these, what do I want to call them, kind of striations along each side. And you can kind of feel those like striations. And that's what makes it the Lemurian seed crystal. Now, of course, this is used, or it was used, in the Lemurian time period. It was also used by other planetary beings. It was actually said to have been developed by other planetary beings and brought to Earth long ago. So it assists with communication with other worlds, other beings, and also with the Lemurian culture. It helps, or it actually it contains records, and that's what I meant by the striations here. It actually contains information in these records in this crystal. And those records are of healing technologies or other technological advances from the era of Lemuria. So again, your stones of choice are this beautiful lapis, the wonderful smoky quartz sphere, and the powerful Lemurian laser wand crystal. Okay, so let's talk about the astrology for this week. The reason why I picked such large and powerful stones for this week is because we have some powerful energies going on this week, one of which is a full moon in Scorpio, but that comes a little bit later on Wednesday. So let's start with the first thing of significance, and that's going to be on Tuesday the 9th. We have the sun is in a positive connection with Pluto. Now, the sun is our identity. It's how we shine our light. It's about our personality. And the sun right now is in the sign of Taurus, an earth sign. It's going to be making a positive connection to Pluto, which is the planet of power, death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration. And again, this is going to empower us. I feel like this positive connection is going to help to ground us because they're both in earth signs right now. So it's going to help to empower us and ground us in our sense of power. Now also on Tuesday, and even more importantly, the North Node and the South Node, which are karmic points, are shifting from Virgo and Pisces and moving into Leo and Aquarius. Now, the North Node and the South Node are points in space, and they signify karmic redirection, karmic happenings, or the end of a karmic cycle. The nodes travel through 2 pairs of the zodiac every 18 months, and so the North Node has been in Virgo and the South Node has been in Pisces for the past approximately 18 months, bringing in energies that deal with those 2 signs, the polarity of Virgo and Pisces. Now we have the North Node moving from Virgo into Leo because they travel backwards in the zodiac. Normally we would think the next sign of the zodiac is Libra after Virgo, but the nodes travel in a retrograde motion, and that's its normal mode of travel. So it's going back into Leo, and the South Node will be moving back from Pisces into Aquarius. Now, the North Node is about where we're going as a collective or as an individual as far as our future. It's kind of future-oriented, what we're here to work towards, what we're here to aspire towards, you know, the next step moving forward. Whereas the South Node is about the past. It brings in a lot of past life gifts and talents that we have, or past life patterns that are familiar and comfortable to us. And with Virgo and Pisces, you know, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, in a lot of ways, this was a huge kind of ending of a cycle for humanity and the collective. Again, because Pisces is that last sign of the zodiac. And Virgo is about paying attention to ideas of discernment. Now, you know, on a less than positive level, Virgo often has a lot of anxiety, and it's a little bit self-critical, and it's very analytical. And being analytical is not a negative per se, but sometimes Virgo energy gets caught up in the ego mind. It gets caught up in the third dimensional thinking a little bit too much, whereas the higher aspect of Virgo uses their power of discrimination and discernment. And so over the last 18 months, we've been dealing with that Virgo Pisces energy of releasing and letting go of a huge cycle of the Piscean energy on the collective level, and a lot of that dealt with past life stuff, because that again is what Pisces deals with, is past lives and past patterns, and kind of healing old relationships and old situations from our past that needed to be cleared and healed so we can move into a new cycle. And again, Virgo is working towards bringing that mental mind from a third dimensional logical standpoint, which in and of itself, again, is not a negative thing, but to bring it to a higher level, a higher understanding. It's almost like going from the lower mental body to the higher mental body is what that North Node in Virgo is working towards. Now the North Node going into Leo is going to focus more on creative energies, because Leo is a very creative sign. It's a very leadership-oriented sign. Leo is a fire sign, so it's very enthusiastic, and it's very fiery, and it's very passionate in its nature. So all of these qualities, again with the North Node and what we're here to work towards, is going to deal with, again, the leadership and being creative in different forms and different ways over the next 18 months. The South Node is going into Aquarius, and so we're connecting now on a collective level with groups of people of like mind, other light workers, scientific advances, technology. All of these things are very Aquarian in nature, and typically you want to balance the energies of the North and South Node. So as we move into Wednesday, we have to kind of move forward here. We're not going to get through the video, but on Wednesday, Mercury is actually connecting with Uranus. Now, this is the 3rd time Mercury is connected with Uranus in just the last few days, because Mercury was retrograde. So Before Mercury went retrograde, it connected with Uranus. It went retrograde, it connected with Uranus again, and now it just went to direct motion last week. And so now, on the third time, on Wednesday the 10th, Mercury is connecting with Uranus. This can bring about a download of higher information. It can bring new technology. It can bring some issues with current technology. Things kind of going haywire a little bit because Mercury, again, deals with the mind energy. It deals with anything to do with communication. And Uranus is that very electrical, otherworldly kind of energy that kind of brings shocking and higher vibrational energies into play. So all of this can be really good as far as networking and communication and new ideas and new inspirations, but it can also, again, bring some rough patches with like computers or technology or anything electrical in nature. And also too, Mercury with Uranus can bring some sudden outbursts of communication, people saying things that maybe they normally wouldn't have if they would have just kind of thought it through. So it's almost like there's a knee-jerk reaction with people just saying things with Mercury and Uranus. Now also on Wednesday, a little bit later on Wednesday, after that Mercury and Uranus conjunction, we have a full moon in Scorpio. And so because the nodes have shifted into Leo and Aquarius on Tuesday and Mercury is connecting with Uranus on Wednesday before the full moon in Scorpio, I think this is going to be a very powerful Scorpio full moon. And Scorpio, of course, deals with death and rebirth. It deals with power and control. It deals with transformation, regeneration, rebirth. It deals with things that are hidden and that need to kind of come up to the surface and come to light. Then as we move into Thursday, Mars is going to challenge Neptune. Mars is our physical energy as well as forward movement. It's in Gemini right now, which kind of scatters the energy of forward movement a little bit, or it brings in many things happening at once to where we have to multitask. But as it's challenging Neptune on Thursday, there's going to be a lot of confusion. I feel like there's going to be things happening that are very strange or unexpected or unusual, or you might feel like you need to go in one direction and the universe is guiding you in another direction, or something unusual or strange kind of happens or kind of stops you or redirects you. It's just going to be kind of a strange energy. Again, that's on the heels of the full moon. Also on Thursday, Mercury, that planet of communication and ideas, is making now a positive connection to Saturn. So I feel like this is a really good thing. It's going to help to ground that energy from Mercury connecting with Uranus the day before. And in actuality, it can help to ground in or manifest some of our new ideas, some new potential, some new opportunities. It's like blessings that are starting to manifest with this Mercury, Uranus, Saturn thing. On Friday the 12th, Mars is now in a positive connection to Jupiter, which is still retrograde in Libra, by the way. Now, Libra, of course, is the sign of partnerships, relationships. It's also the sign of balance and equality. Jupiter is about our belief systems. So we're dealing with our belief systems in regards to one-on-one relationship matters with other people, with equality, matters of equality. And Mars is coming up again to make a positive aspect now to Jupiter. So this is going to stimulate something. This is going to stimulate a new way of looking at things, a new way in believing about things. It might stimulate some sort of new beginning in the idea of relationship, a relationship that maybe you have, or you getting ready to manifest or attract into your life a new relationship as we move forward. So that is a little bit about the astrology for the week. Let's go ahead and get a look at the cards so that we can get through the reading in a timely manner. The first card is the Ten of Crystals. This is actually a beautiful card, a really nice card. The crystals in this deck is the earth element, or discs, or pentacles. And so this is like the Ten of Pentacles, discs, or earth. Now, the 10 is the last of the minor arcana in the tarot before we get to the court cards, like the page and the knight and the queen and the king. So this is indicating we're at the end of some sort of cycle here that deals in earthly matters. You know, again, crystals is the earth suit. So we're dealing with tangible earthly matters, our job, our money, our finances, our our life path, our projects, you know, our relationships, those things that are tangible. So again, this is interesting because we have the nodes shifting on Tuesday from one pair of signs to another pair of signs, which is a pretty big deal because this is really indicating a karmic shift for us. Now, again, that north node was in Virgo, which was an earth sign. And again, this is an earth card here with the crystals. So we're shifting, or we're at the end of this cycle of the Virgo energy, and we're moving into that new cycle of Leo, which is a fire sign, more of a fire energy, creative energy, passionate energy, inspirational energy. The Ten of Crystals is also about fulfillment. Usually it deals with fulfillment of a financial nature, or something that deals with abundance and prosperity. And you can see that there's all these crystals here within this little structure. They're all piled up there, and you know, it's interesting. It's like we've been gathering things, and this is again of an earthly nature, third dimensional nature. We've been gathering things like our job and our money and our possessions, and you know, things that are of a material nature that we feel that we need to operate in this life, which in fact in a lot of ways is true. But we're also forgetting that abundance and prosperity comes in so many different ways. Abundance and prosperity can come through our connection to spirit, to God. It can be our connections with unconditional love with our friends, family, loved ones. So I feel like this is also saying that we have to start looking at abundance and prosperity in another way. And actually by doing that, by looking at all the abundance and prosperity that we have in our lives, the blessings that we have in our lives through loved ones, friends, and health, and just having that spiritual connection, knowing that we're connected to our higher selves, we're connected to God's source energies, that's what's going to end up stimulating and bringing in the prosperity and abundance on that third dimensional level with work, job, money, finances, and even, you know, manifesting things like relationships into our lives. So I feel like this is a very bright card, but again, it's indicating that we are transitioning from one way of looking at things into maybe another way. But let's go ahead and look at the second card, see if we can get more information. So the second card is a court card, and it's the Adept of Flames. And in this deck, the Adept of Flames is actually the Knight of Fire. So isn't that funny? We were just talking about the North Node moving into Leo, a fire sign. And the Knight of Fire, or the Adept of Flames here, is indicating just that. This is about an energy of being very inspirational, ready to gallop forward, ready to move forward with confidence and willpower. Here we have this beautiful golden symbol at the Knight's solar plexus chakra. And that solar plexus chakra is indicating, again, highlighting our sense of confidence and self-assuredness, and again, our sense of will to move forward. I feel like this candle here in the background is Spirit lighting the way for us. The way is being lit. We have to take our confidence and move forward and follow the light, follow the creative energy, follow the inspirational ideas that are coming to mind. Now, I feel like even though we're dealing with, again, inspiration and creativity and willpower, this knight or this adept is wearing a purple robe or cloak. So that's very spiritual. That color of the purple is still connected to the spiritual universe, or to God, to higher dimensions. So as long as we connect and stay connected to those higher dimensions and keep our higher soul connection as far as to God or to universe, as we take our willpower and we listen to the inspirational ideas, we are going to be able to kind of gallop forward into this new energy, this new creative energy, this new bright energy of fire or flames, which is again going to light the way as we move forward on our path. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last card. Okay, we have a major arcana. This is major arcana 20, and in the Syrian Starseed Tarot, it's labeled karma. You can see that word at the bottom. Now, in the traditional tarot, major arcana 20 is the judgment card. Now, again, this is very timely because the north and south node indicating a karmic shift in the cycle that we're in, okay? Again, the last year and a half, or about 18 months, we've been in that cycle of Virgo Pisces, which actually is a little bit tough. That Virgo Pisces polarity is a tough kind of energy to be in. The Leo Aquarius energy, I feel like, and I feel like for everybody it might be different because, again, we're all different, unique individuals, but it's going to be more creative and more idea-oriented and more take charge and let's move forward on a tangible level, or at least on a level of creativity and inspiration. Because again, Leo is creative and Uranus is informational, and it's about communication. It's that air element. Whereas that Virgo Pisces was a little bit tough because we were dealing with third dimensional stuff. We were dealing with old karmic patterns, clearing away, dealing with the lower and higher aspects of our mind. So I feel like it's going to be a little lighter. And this is, again, telling us that we've come to the end of something. We're almost at the end of the major arcana with number 20. There's only one more after this, which is major arcana 21. So we're nearing the end of a huge cycle, and we're clearing and releasing all of this karma here, shown with this water, and it's almost like that image in the center of the water almost looks like a heart, so if we stay connected to the unconditional love within us, which is us, we are unconditional love, that is going to help to clear out all the karmic energies here. Again, this water kind of indicates that Piscean energy that we're moving out of this week as far as the south node and moving into a new and better cycle. So I feel like this is a very positive message of clearing out a lot of old energies. It's like that end rush, it's like that rush of water that kind of comes in when a dam breaks. I feel like with the node shifting, it's like this last little rush of energy to where we're clearing and getting ready for a new cycle. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So again, we have the Angel Tarot deck here. We're going to give it a little bit of a shuffle, and we're going to call in our angels and guides and ask for whatever message the people that chose the Lapis need to know for this week. Okay, this one is actually calling my name here. This is the Seven of Earth. And the Seven of Earth at the bottom says, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, and unnecessary worry. A lot of times with the Seven of Earth or the Seven of Pentacles, we get caught up again in that ego mind of worry, fear, doubts. And really what's happening is there's just a little bit of a pause, just like this card says. There's a pause in the action, but there's no need to worry because we've planted some seeds. So in the last few weeks, maybe the last few months, maybe since the beginning of the year, you all have planted some seeds that you want to grow, okay? And we're just in the springtime here in the Northern Hemisphere, so we have to give it just a little bit more time, tend to and nurture those seeds just a little bit more, water them, give them sunlight, send them unconditional love, and pretty soon they're going to start to sprout. And that's what this card is saying, is that if you just give it just a little bit more time, let go of your worries and fears, because whatever you've planted is about to start growing, okay? And I feel like being connected to nature and the fairy realm for you this week is very important, so get out there in nature. Connect with nature. It's going to be very healing, but also it's going to, I feel like, give you an energy of, what do I want to say, like an energy of almost like inspiration to move forward, or an inspiration of confidence that things are okay, that things are exactly where they need to be. So I feel like connecting with your inner self and higher soul self, especially if you can do it out in nature, is going to be very beneficial for you this week. All right, and then for those of you that chose the Smoky Quartz Sphere, Smoky Quartz Sphere people, okay, oh, this one's calling my attention. Ooh, this is Major Arcana number 5, and in this deck it's called Unity. In the traditional tarot, it's called the Hierophant. In this deck, it's ruled by Archangel Sandalphon, which is the angel that carries our prayers up to heaven where they can be heard. At the bottom, it says traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So again, that unity word at the top, I feel like we're really needing to connect with others of like mind. And that again is like the South Node moving into Aquarius. I feel like they're saying we're going to be finding our soul family. And I've talked about that in a few videos before. But this is just a reiteration of that message where I feel strongly that we're going to now find those people on a spiritual level that are our soul family. Maybe romantic soulmates, but also friends, people that we can work with, people that we can trust, people that are of a similar mindset or belief system as us, people that we can communicate with and kind of have this trusting equality type of relationship with as we're moving forward to attain our best and also to attain the best for humanity and the planet. I feel like there's actually maybe some projects that some of you are working on to do just that. There's something about networking here that is positive, that's going to be helpful this week. So start networking with people to do, I feel like people are doing podcasts or radio shows or maybe even TV shows or something in a group kind of setting to get the word out, to spread the light, so to speak. I feel like that's part of what's going on here as well with this particular message. And even those of maybe slightly differing belief systems, but still having a main goal in mind. Remember, we don't have to think exactly the same to be able to come together and without judgment, work together to kind of manifest a particular and similar goal of helping people or helping the planet. All right, and then for those of you that chose the Lemurian laser wand crystal, let's ask for whatever message you need for Lemurian laser wand people. This one, of course, keeps calling me. And this one is the Seven of Air. Interesting, we've had 2 sevens here with the special messages. The Seven of Air is like the Seven of Swords. And the message says, plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing. Now, I don't feel like it's as negative as maybe the wording sounds here. They immediately showed me that we just came out of that Mercury retrograde cycle. So I feel like something that you may have started in Mercury retrograde or maybe even just previous to Mercury retrograde, maybe had some revisions or you had to redo something. I feel like there's still that aspect going on. I feel like it's extended out here, that there's still some reorganizing of the plan that's going on. Now, it might be specific plans to do with, job, life path, or this might be the big picture, like the big picture of, where it is that you want to go or what it is you want to manifest in life. The Seven of Air also means the ego mind is a little bit out of balance and having some doubts and having some fears. So again, know that it's just partially about timing, because that's what it says here. It talks about poor timing, that maybe it's just not the right time to initiate something. It doesn't mean that it's never going to be the right time or that it's not going to happen. It's just maybe not the right time this week for something to happen. So it doesn't mean to give up or again to nurture or foster those doubts and fears, because that's the ego mind. And we want to clear away all on the ego mind and come more into this sense of trust and faith and knowing that as you connect to your higher soul self, that all is going to be well and you're going to be divinely guided. The number 7, although it's about trust and faith, it's also about divine guidance, and it's about listening to your inner guidance, your inner guide, your inner teacher. It's about, again, connecting to your higher soul self. So I would say do meditations or activities or even writing or journaling that's going to assist you in connecting you to your spiritual truth a little bit more. And again, having that sense of faith and trust. So I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. Thank you all for liking and sharing and commenting on my videos and on my Facebook posts under Colleen Lemma and Sacred Soul Empowerment. Thank you all for your support, your lovely comments and emails that you send. I appreciate all of them, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I send each and every one of you much love and light and many angel blessings.